Hey, everyone. Sorry for being a few minutes late. Logged on and none of my information was on there. None of my cameras, my mics. Sorry. Did you ever have that technical difficulties? I set this up hour and a half ago, but I had no idea that this information was not there. So today we're talking about taming the tantrum. You know the tantrums. We all know the tantrums. And I bet you know adults who also have tantrums, maybe even you. So adults have tantrums because adults never learned how to regulate their own emotions, their own feelings of disappointment when they were little. So what happened is they grew up learning that the way you get your way is to throw a tantrum. And once they grow up learning that, that's how they continue to behave when they're older. So let's talk about, first of all, why children have tantrums. Okay. Here is the big reason. Hold on a minute, please. The big reason a child has a tantrum, excuse me, is because number one, it's their subconscious mind reacting to a feeling. We are not born with self regulation. So when a child gets disappointed, they get mad, they get angry, something happens that they're not happy with, their subconscious mind, not them, spits out a reaction. That might be in the form of a tantrum, screaming, yelling, biting, throwing, kicking. Any of those things might be a reaction that the subconscious mind, which means they have no control over it, spits out when they get the emotion of being disappointed or irritated or mad. Now, why does a tantrum continue? One reason only. Because they work. They work. The child has a tantrum and you give in to them or somebody gives in to them. And then they're like, okay, so now next time I want something, I'm going to throw another tantrum. I'm going to do this same behavior again. And whoever is going to give in to me, they work. And once they have enough of that, once they learn enough confirmation for this behavior, it will continue and continue until it no longer works for them. Hi, Izzy. How are you? Okay. So this is the big reason you have to get temper tantrums under control. And you have to help your child learn to regulate. That's our job. Our job as parents is to help our children regulate their emotions. That's one of our jobs. And if you don't know how to regulate your emotion, it's going to be pretty hard teaching your child how to regulate theirs. So you need to learn how to regulate your emotions. If you're flying off the handle every time something goes wrong, every time you're disappointed in them, then guess what they're going to do? Because you're their role model. You're right. They are going to fly off the handle every time they're irritated. Oh, good. I'm glad he'll be back tomorrow. I know. It's a nice break, but you still miss him. So, what can you do? Number one, you just have to start mastering that emotion. The biggest thing you can do is remain calm. If you are approaching your child with the same aggravation that they're approaching you, what will get settled? Nothing. Screaming matches have never solved anything. Anything. They haven't solved anything. They are not going to solve anything. They are going to actually escalate the problem because now everybody's mad, everybody's screaming, and nothing is getting, resolved. I'll say resolve again. I said that like 5 times. Okay. So, in order to stay calm, sometimes it doesn't mean your child gets a timeout. It means you take a timeout. You take a break. You calm yourself. You get your emotions under control before approaching the situation. You sit and think about what is really happening here. What's my best way to approach it if you don't know how? contemplate it, think about it, and then that's how you approach that situation, okay? Give yourselves permission, each of you, your child, you, your partner, whoever this giant blow up is about, give each of you permission to walk away. Say, "You know what? It's okay if you need to calm down," because calming down will keep it from escalating. Stay in control. You are their role model. Do not yell and scream. Remember, once again, you're teaching them to yell and scream. So if you yell and scream, you can't be upset that your child's responding that way because who's teaching them? You are. Granted, it's a subconscious move to begin with, but the confirmation and your example is showing your child how to handle their emotion. You should be exercising their disappointment muscle because they get disappointed through life. Life doesn't always go our way. And if we don't know how to handle a situation that doesn't go our way, that child's going to be a very sad, sad grown up because they are never going to learn if we don't teach them and if we don't show them an example of calming ourselves down. Remember always that you're the grown up. You're in charge of this situation. Your child is not. Their little underdeveloped brain cannot possibly take charge of this situation in a logical way. Why? They don't have logic. They don't have reasoning. Also, something you have to teach them. Never try to rationalize what they're doing. Thanks, Anapan. Hi, by the way. Never try to rationalize your behavior. What do I mean by that? We get mad, we start yelling, and we feel like a bad parent often. Most parents feel badly when they start yelling at their child. But then we're like, well, it's not really our fault that we yelled. They were triggering us. You or they actually or a parent will actually say to their child, "You were making me yell. You made me so mad I lost my temper." So now you're trying to rationalize your reaction. Let me tell you, parents, no one can make you do anything. The only one that can make you do something is you. Yes, things trigger us. Yes, situations can anger us. But the way we respond to a situation or an individual that may be triggering us is up to us, nobody else. It is for us to take responsibility over the way we act and react. So don't rationalize your blow up. Don't make all these excuses and blame. Take responsibility. I blew up. I shouldn't have. Apologize to your child if it's with your child. If it's with your spouse, apologize to them. If it's with a coworker, apologize to them. I'm so sorry. Was really I'm really having a bad day. I should not have blown up at you. You did not deserve this. It was not about you, it was actually about me. So let's try this again. Let's start over. That's a conversation you have after you've taken responsibility for your own actions, okay? A great way if your child's having a tantrum is to distract them. I've recommended to you guys before that you get a bag, a trash bag, and you blow up like 6 balloons. Underinflate them. They won't pop and they'll last longer. And throw out a bunch of balloons. I guarantee you if your child's having a tantrum and there's a bunch of balloons flying around the house and you're playing with them, they're gonna stop themselves and come over and play with you. Maybe you put on some music and dance. Don't say anything. Don't invite them over. They're gonna notice. They will control their own tantrum, stop it, and join you. Maybe you just sit on the couch. Once I sat on the couch with my grandson. He was about 4 years old, and he was on the floor having a tantrum. I sat on the couch. I just went, "Ooh, I wish somebody would hug Gammon. Gammon really needs a hug. I really need a hug. I wish somebody would give me a hug. Can't anybody give me a hug? Is anybody here that'll give me a hug? And I just kept saying that. And not too long after I started saying that, Mason crawled over to me, crawled up on my lap, and hugged me and like melted in my arms. And all I did was sit there and focus on me, not him. Because when we focus on them, we escalate the tantrum. When we talk into the tantrum, we escalate the tantrum. This was a total distraction. He had to calm down himself to see what I was saying. And then once he realized what I was saying, he realized he could help me. And it got through his tantrum. Distractions work great for kids. But don't make it like, oh, you need to come over here and play with me while they're screaming. Just do it and let them notice. Okay, triggers. Remember the 4 triggers, because the 4 triggers will launch irritability in an instant if they're not addressed. That's hunger, thirst. You get thirsty, your brain starts to dehydrate. Once that brain starts dehydrating, you get irritable. Hunger, thirst, sleep. If you haven't slept well, if your child hasn't slept well, what results? Irritability and overwhelm. You take your child to a dinner party with the family, lots of people, lots of grown-ups, they get overwhelmed and they may get irritable and they may have a tantrum. So plan for these situations. Don't take them food shopping if they need a nap. Don't take them out to the park if they need to eat and they haven't eaten. Address triggers first. Work around and plan events around your child's schedule. Okay. Lastly, be sure you are giving your child positive attention. Attention to a child is attention. Whoops. Sorry. Alarm button. Attention to a child is attention. Doesn't matter if it's positive, doesn't matter if it's negative. If they are grabbing your attention through whatever they're doing, they will continue to do that if they don't get your attention any other way. If you're always on your phone and your child screams and yells and you go over and you're like, "Can you just keep it down?" Attention for something negative. If you're sitting and playing with your child for 10 minutes together, one-on-one, attention for something positive. When you give your child positive attention more and more, they will need negative attention less and less because they're receiving the attention that they need, that nurture them, that shows them compassion and love and safety and security. And they don't have to resort to making a ton of noise or aggravating you just to get you to turn around and look at them. Think about that for a minute. Turn around and look at them when they're being good. Don't turn around and look at them only for when they're being bad. Notice all the good they do, because you know what? They do a lot more good than not so good. So I hope this helped. Last point, never give in. Never, 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 never give in to a tantrum. Even if you're frustrated, you're like, all right, already, here, just take it. Don't do it. You do that, and tantrums will continue forever until you stop doing it. Once you take control of the tantrums, you will hear them less and less and less until there might just be one once in a while when your child's having a bad day or you are. Okay? Hope this helped, guys. This week in the Tranquility Tribe, there is no group coaching. It is the second Thursday of the month, therefore no group coaching. We'll have group coaching next week. And the week after is our masterclass. Okay. If you're not in our Tranquility Tribe, you want to join it, go to mytranquilitytribe.com. I'll put that in the comments. mytranquilitytribe.com. and you can join us in the Tranquility Tribe and get group coaching. I don't know what happened to my comment. Where did my comment go? I don't know what happened to it. Okay, let's do it this way. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Where is it? We'll try this again. Anyway, you want group coaching? You want master classes? You want a peaceful, more cooperative home? Then that's what you need. You need mytranquilitytribe.com. Okay? Take action, resolve it sooner than later, because you know what? The methods you're using, if they're not working, they're not going to get any better. It's only going to get more challenging, and your children get more frustrating, and you get more overwhelmed, and it's a disaster waiting to happen. You are raising an adult for society, for yourself. It's worth the effort. It's worth the investment. It's worth the time. Is there something more important? I'll leave you with that. Have a wonderful day, and I wish you days filled with peace, love, tons of laughter. It really is the best medicine. You have to laugh a lot. It's good for your face. It's good for your abs. It's good exercise. And it's mostly great for your brain and your children. See you here next time, guys. And tomorrow in Pumped Up Parenting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Bye-bye, everyone.